Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout using the March Scraptastic kit. This is the 7 and 8th layout using this kit. It took me an hour and 48 minutes to complete, and yes, I did say 7 and 8th because it is a 2-page spread. I've had a ton of people ask me if I could do 2-page spreads, and I'm going to give it a go. I am going to I'm showing you some of the pattern papers, and I don't have, or if I did, I didn't like the way that they ended up on the page. And I kind of lifted my camera, so hopefully you'll be able to see the 2-page spread, because one of the reason that I had a hard time doing a 2-page spread is I guess it's going to cut out a lot of it. And that's what I was afraid of. And it's really hard to see. Like my camera, I have to stand on a chair and see if I can see how much of it I can see. And so I'll have to just talk through it. You'll see sort of the middle of the page, and then I'll scoot it over hopefully once in a while. And but that's the main reason why I don't like doing 2-page layout. And I can't do one side and then do the other. I have to work on both sides at once. I guess that's just how I'm made. I need to have them side by side, and I have to work it out in my head how it's gonna, I guess, flow from one side to the other. And so I really apologize for that. You're just going to see part of the layout. Right now, I'm just making it so that I can put 5 photos on this layout. And this is our camping trip. In 2009, we had gone to Boston. I didn't know if I want to keep one of the photos sort of a 4x6, but I decided against it. I'm going to have it all the same size. And unless I can figure out how to film 2 pages at the same time, this is probably going to be my last 2-page spread for a while, because it just doesn't look good. Like you're just going to see half the layout. And I'll try to figure something out. But so I took that Amy Tangerine pattern paper that had the black and white stripe on the background, and I cut it in 1/2 and 6, and I'm going to overlap it on each of the layout, and then I'm going to cut it down. So I know you won't be able to see, but it doesn't reach each side. It kind of has a border on each side of the original pattern paper. Now I'm going to cut that plus pattern paper again from Amy Tangerine, and the other side was those nice flowers. But I had no use for those flowers, so I decided to use the plus sign. And the blue pattern paper it's sort of an aqua with little plus signs. This is the orange paper. This was actually the second pattern paper, and I had to actually dig it out of my Noël Mignon kit because I wanted a second sheet of it, and I didn't mind digging out of that kit. Someone asked me, they know that I'm buying the Noël Mignon kit, and whether I was gonna scrap with it or not. Like, I guess use it as a kit that I'm gonna scrap monthly with it, and we'll see. For now, I think like I had subscribed to the Noël Mignon before I did Scraptastic, and then I didn't know which one I was going to stay with, and I'm going to stay with Scraptastic. So I have one more month of my commitment, and then I'm just going to cancel that kit. And I might, I'm keeping him by kit, so I might scrap a few months of them. Or what I'm going to do is, like here, I needed to pull in an extra pattern paper, so I might do that. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to use those kits yet. And I might change my mind in a month. So as not as far as canceling it, but how I'm going to use them. And so anyway, that's the story on that. I ran out of ATG tape and I just changed it. I decided to mat all my photos on black cardstock. And so that was the main thing. Once I make a commitment to something, I don't like to just, because there is a canceling fee. Like if I wanted to, I could have paid $25 and canceled. But to me, you know, I said that I was going to commit for 6 months, so I like to keep my commitment and then cancel off. So now I'm going to outline all the pattern papers with my Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner. I got mine at Staples. In one of my last videos, I said Michaels. It wasn't Michaels, it was Staples, but you can get them at Michaels. And if I would have known that, I would have gotten them there because I could have used a coupon, of course, and saved some money. But I had never seen them before. And when I went back to Michael's, then they were there. So I don't know if they were just a new product that Staedtler came out with, and then all of a sudden Michael's started, you know, carrying them. I also decided to use my new tool and some black ink and ink all the edges. And it's just, I'm using a lot of papers from that have a white core, and it is a camping, you know, layout, and there's going to be a lot of black on the layout. So I just wanted that the pattern papers sort of all coordinate together. So I'm going to even distress the edges of the backgrounds. And I love that little tool, that new little tool from Tim Holtz. So the main reason I need to scrapbook the two pattern papers side by side is I like to start, let's say, a pattern on one side and then move it over to the next. And maybe, I just thought of this, maybe as you watch it, you'll be able to see a little bit more, because my little screen, it's really smaller, because I thought I had tested it with my hands to see how far I could see. So you might be able to actually see a little bit more of the layout. So I'll have to check that out once I'm done the voiceover. But I didn't want to just scrap it and not upload the video. So I hope you don't mind that if you don't see the whole thing, at least you get to see sort of the middle, and I can kind of talk through it. And again, the reason I like, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I just thought of that. I like to be able to align everything so that it looks that it goes from one thing to another. And a little tip that I got from Shamel is as I put those two into my album, I'm going to sew, or I might just use score tape and tape my two page protectors together, and so that my layouts lay flat together. Or I might just take out my good sewing machine, and because I'm still having issues with the tension with my little one. So now I'm going to cut everything off, and then my battery died, and it was kind of boring anyway to just kind of align. So I just kept going, and I'll just glued the rest of the pattern papers. And basically that's all I do, is keep my two main pattern papers together in the center, and then just kind of match the pattern paper on the other side, glue it together, then flip it over, cut it, and then just glue it to the other side. And now I had picked a whole bunch of embellishments that had black and orange and teal. So those were the three colors that I decided to use for this layout. So I grabbed a whole bunch of embellishments for this layout in these colors. Okay, and my tongue is sort of tongue-tied there. This is my second process video. So that's almost, by the time I'm done, 40 minutes of voiceover. So I'm sorry if I kind of trip over my tongue. So I'm going to use my punch, the double dotted scallop, and it's from EK Success, and I love that punch. And I just punch one strip because I'm trying to save that pattern paper. I'm trying to, use it up as much as I can. I absolutely love that pattern paper. Now, where I inked all the edges of all the patterns, now I'm going to ink the edges of all the embellishments that I'm going to use on this layout. And these squares were actually from that orange Simple Stories pattern paper. On the back, it's all 3x3 squares, and the first sheet I just cut up all the squares, and I'm going to use them that way. And now I'm looking for that die cut, the story. The words were kind of getting lost because of all the busyness of the pattern paper, so I'm going to mount it on that grid paper that I love so much, and I'm going to cut around it. And I also outlined the die cut, and I'm going to distress it with some black ink. And I want to color in those letters in yellow, and the yellow letters in orange, because there's no yellow on my page. So I'm going to use a Copic marker, and Janet asked me what was the color, and I think I'm going to show it. So I'm going to try to pay attention to see what color it is that I used. Hopefully I'm going to show it at the end. It's Y, I don't know if it's 17, or hopefully I'm going to show it. So I just use my this to that dot adhesive, and I glue it on my wax paper so they don't move around, because I don't like to hold stuff and try to glue it down, especially Copic, because it'll stain your fingers, and then it takes a few days to get it off your hands. Okay, so I decided to stop the recording and just go get my markers and see which one it is. I have two Copic markers in orange that I really love, and I believe the one that I used on this layout was YR16, but I also use YR07 all the time. It's just one's a little deeper than the other, but I love both of them. Those are my two orange markers, my go-to orange markers. And so the title of this page is S'mores with Whipped Cream. Really? Because we were making s'mores, and my daughter walks into the tent trailer and comes out with whipped cream. So she would take a bite of her s'more and then squish, put some whipped cream in there. So I thought that was pretty funny. So I wanted to document that, and it's always one of our favorite things to do, and I'm sure it is for a lot of people that do the camping thing, is the campfire. And whenever we, check out a new campground or whatever it is, we have to make sure, can we have campfires? And sometimes, it's beyond their control. If it's too dry and there's no campfire, there's nothing we can do about that. But, safety first. But if we can have a campfire, that is our thing. And we buy tons of wood, and we have a campfire every night. And we decided that this summer we are going to go again to that campground. It's called Normandy Farms. And Tracy Zook asked me, she said, I didn't think, because she's from Massachusetts, and she didn't think that there was any campground in Boston. Well, it's not exactly in Boston. I just say Boston because it's really close to Boston, but it's near, it's in Foxborough. So it's near the Patriots. It's on the same street as the Patriots, and then you turn off, and which is pretty cool. Like the first time we drove by, I'm like, that's where the Patriots play. But anyway, so it's a really awesome campground, and I think I've convinced my friend from work to come too. They're the ones that came to New York with us, and I think they're going to come too. So yay! I love going with someone else, and then you have extra people around the campfire and have a bunch of fun. So we decided that in the last couple of weeks, I guess, on the way to Ontario, we decided that we needed to go camping and have some fun. We didn't do anything last summer with our camper, so we want to make sure to use our camper. So I used a whole bunch of foam tape behind that Smile die cut, probably overkill, but I don't like my stuff to sag, and I have 2 huge rolls of that foam tape that I'll probably be using forever and ever. So plus I have so many of Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. We got 2 packages from Scraptastic this month, so I don't need to worry about foam tape. So I just want to make sure that my stuff doesn't sag. And I want to use my white stays on, and it's still dried out. So what I decided to do, I just needed a little section of it, so I re-inked it, and my pad is done. I ordered another one the last month that I'm a member of Stampin' Up! And their club, and I just ordered a new one. It's been at my friend's house for probably close to a month now. I just need to go pick it up. I'm going tomorrow at her house, so I'll be picking it up, and I'll be chucking that pad because it's just bad right now. Like every time I pull it off, it rips off, and it's just done. I've had it for quite a few years, probably 8 to 10 years. So it's seen better days. And then my black stays on, that I don't have to re-ink it every day. Every time I use it, not every day, every time I use it. I stamped directly on the photo, and it was a disaster. But the good thing is you can fix anything. So now I'm going to get a card, and I got a card that Maureen, her and I exchanged some cards, and it's sort of an off-white color. And I'm going to stamp it on that, and then I'm going to cut it out. And then I took another little stamp set that had a question mark because of, the really, and I'm kind of pointing at the whipped cream can. And so that's going to be an embellishment that I kind of made myself. And I'm going to cut it out and put it right over the mess that I made. Directly on my photo. And that's the great thing. It's kind of scary to stamp directly on your page, but there's not too many things that's not fixable. And a lot of times, even if it's not fixable, a lot of times I end up just scrapping the whole background pattern paper, and really, it's $1. So I don't like as much doing it with a pattern paper because then I can't, if I don't have a second one of that same pattern paper, then it's like, you got to figure something else. But as far as a cardstock, and it doesn't happen that often either. And then I cleaned off my stamp because Stays On ink, it has a special cleaner, and you should clean it off right away because it does stain your stamp. And I am really fussy about my stamps. I don't like my stamps to be all stained. So I do clean my stamps off right away. Now I added a sticker from the sticker sheet. I'm going to add some washi tape. And then the word s'mores, I'm going to kind of overlap it. And I'm using my quick dry adhesive and glue it down. And the reason I was laughing is because I talk with my hands. So even though I'm doing a voiceover, my hands are going, and I get teased a lot about that I talk with my hands. Even when I'm on a 911 call, I am talking with my hands. I'm kind of trying to explain, and people are always teasing me at work because I talk with my hands. And now I'm going to put down the rest of my title. And I decided to put the word with right above s'mores because it stood out a little bit more, and I just liked that better. And then the other word really, I'm going to put on the other side of the layout. And this recording is quite a bit long. It's almost 29 minutes long. But I really, where it was a 2-page layout, I really wanted to make sure that I had time to not have to rush. Now, this is something new that I bought and I forgot to use it. And it's for die cuts, and these sticky, or those letters, aren't sticky. So it's a dot adhesive and it comes in sheets. And I absolutely loved it. Love it. I got the smaller package. I got it at Simon Says, and just type in dot sheets and it'll come up. And there's 10 sheets. And I also bought a big sheet. And I have to stop the recording every 5 minutes to make sure that it's recording. So the next time I have to stop it, I'll stop and I'll go and get it so I can give you the exact name, because it's pretty cool stuff. I'm going to add some foam tape in behind one of the flares that says click, click, click. And I'm going to use it right there, right next to my title. I use some flares from this kit, and I love using the leftover stickers. And what I do is I cut around it, and then I just use the outline of it. So by the time I'm done the sticker sheet, there is not too much wastage. I don't throw out sticker sheets even though the stickers are all gone, because I like using the outline of them. It just adds a little something to your cluster. You can, a grounding element to your sticker, to your, embellishment clusters. Okay, so I had to stop the recording to make sure that it was still recording. So I went to get that sticky dots. It's from Thermo Web Sticky Dots Die Cut Transfer Adhesive. There's actually 12 sheets, and they're about, I don't know, 4x6 maybe, 4.25 by 5.5. And so there's 12 sheets, and then there's also 8.5 by 11, and that I got on eBay. So I just Googled it and got a bigger one. And but I got these little packages at Simon Says Stamps. So I just want to let you know about that, but it's because it's pretty cool stuff. And can you imagine with your die cuts from your silhouette or your cameo? Awesome. And the dots only go on the part that touches your die cut, so that you can reuse it over and over again. Now I'm working, at all the different clusters. I'm trying to use the stamp sets that came in the kit. I'm stamping I love this, I love this, I love this on one of the speech bubbles, the chalk speech bubble. The other one, I stamped fabulous. And, the die cut says smile. Then the wood veneer says at. And then I stamp fabulous. And then on the pattern paper, it says photographs. And then right underneath, I'm going to stamp I love this. So I'm kind of using the things in the kit to kind of make little subtitles. And I love using stamp sets and stamping directly on the page and with little words so that it looks like it's part of the layout. and I added stickers, some puffy stickers. The only thing that did not come from this kit are the twine. Let me see here. The twine and the enamel dots and the washi tape. So that's pretty awesome. You know, if you're someone new looking for, you know, a way to start scrapbooking, because it can be, you know, it can be, I was going to say a sport. It can be a hobby that can, you know, be expensive, especially when you first start off. You know, you got to buy the trimmers and the scissors and the glue and, you know, all this and that. So, and you wouldn't even have to get all 4 kits like I do. You could get either just the main kit or the main kit and the add-on. And between those two, you would get 10 sheets of pattern papers and 6 cardstock. So you could do a ton of layouts for, you know, $50 or so, or $25. You know, you could get probably with 6 pattern papers, you could probably get 7 layouts done. 8 layouts done, and for $25. So that's pretty good, you know, and you would get all your everything that you would need to get these layouts done, because it comes with, you know, letters, and you would just need to get a couple of Copic markers in the colors that you love, and then you could change the letters that come in the kit into the colors that you need them. So I'm just working on adding some washi tape to the layout. The rest of the embellishments, I added some stars that also came in the kit. I added 3 stars in orange. And now I'm outlining the entire layout, and I'm not outlining in the middle, so that it kind of shows that it's one, you know, it's 2 layouts, but they go together. And hopefully it wasn't, you know, too boring to just kind of see just part of the layout. But like I said, I think you might see a little bit more with the original recording, because the viewfinder that I'm watching is not big, so it might not show everything. So now I'm going to show you close-ups of both layouts and each of the little clusters. And just stay tuned on my channel this week. I'm going to be uploading a video every day from here on in. And there's quite a few exciting things that's going to happen this week on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned, and I can't wait to share with you. So thanks for watching. Bye.